In October of 2001, Steve Jobs walked onto a stage to pitch a new piece of consumer electronics. The device was a small white rectangle with a gray screen and a mechanical scrolling wheel. If Apple had relied on the pure engineering facts to sell this device, the presentation would have focused on the Toshiba 1.8-inch 5GB hard drive inside it, or the years of research and development required to shrink the battery components. But Jobs ignored almost all of that past engineering. Instead, he painted a vivid picture of the future the device enabled, describing it as 1,000 songs in your pocket. Sam Balter, a senior marketing manager at HubSpot, captured the logic behind this. Nothing sticks in your head better than a story. Jobs understood that stories are the most reliable tool to take a highly complex technological idea and make it digestible for a mainstream audience. Jobs demonstrated that impact comes from prioritizing a vision of the future over a chronological record of the past. Grab your dedicated notebook and a pen. We're going to put this into practice. Bring your most pressing, active business project to mind. Look closely at how you are communicating about it. Ask yourself whether you are boring your audience with a list of raw facts or captivating them with a structured story. To resolve this tension and build the right narrative strategy, we need to consult the daily planning draw. This is card 11, Your Story, featuring classical statue iconography at the top. The text in the center of the card contains a highly disruptive instruction. It states, "Telling the pure truth isn't usually as effective." To be absolutely clear, avoiding the pure truth is not an instruction to fabricate data or lie to your stakeholders. In the business context, the pure truth is usually a cluttered chronological resume or an exhaustive product history. It represents a massive amount of information your audience simply does not need in order to make a decision. The correct approach is to curate only the specific elements of your past that build a compelling case for your future action. The dark section at the bottom provides the actionable steps required to execute this curation. The first prompt asks, what parts of your story most relate to when they're bringing into the world, and why? This forces you to link past events directly to future value. The second prompt asks, how can you change the focus and order of elements to make your story more effective? This gives you permission to break chronological order for the sake of impact. Effective stories rely on a curation of facts, prioritizing resonance over a complete record. For today's exercise, strategically choose just one of those 2 bullet points to answer for your active project. Pause the video, set a timer for 5 minutes, and write your answer in your notebook without overthinking it. The most common friction point people hit during that exercise is the fear that curating facts feels inauthentic. We have to redefine authenticity for this context. Authenticity comes from a clear narrative focus, not from delivering a complete data dump. Think about the process of a documentary filmmaker. They often begin out in the field, capturing hundreds of hours of raw, messy footage. The filmmaker then rigorously edits that massive block of reality down to its most potent core. A filmmaker selects the specific truths that drive the narrative home, leaving irrelevant noise on the cutting room floor to ensure the audience feels a specific impact. Your job right now is identical. You are simply cutting your 100 hours of business history down to the 90 minutes that matter. Your story is a tool for progress. Treat it as a blueprint for where you are going, anchored by the history that proves you can get there.